See, as we know, a root locus is a path of a root traced by varying the value of a system constant k. Okay, so that is a gain of a controlled system. See, we will elaborate the root locus by considering the two more examples. Second example. See, suppose g of s equal to 1 divided by s plus 1. Okay. See, that is open loop transfer function is h of s. So, it's a negative unity feedback. Thus, this is s plus 1. Then open loop poles are s equal to minus 1. Similarly, I am going to evaluate closed loop transfer function. That is 1 divided by s plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 by s plus 1. It will be 1 divided by s plus 2. Thus, the closed loop pole, that is 1, that is s equal to minus 2. Right? Its s plane is, take a suitable scale. Okay, it's negative value. Thus, it will be on the left half of the s plane, this pole. So, thus it is shown by a cross line. Its value is 2. It is on real axis, negative real axis. Okay, no imaginary. See, I am going to change the parameter. Meaning is, I am going to include some constant in series with a k. That is k. Thus the transfer function, that is, I am including one box in series with a g of s. Okay. Thus the overall gain of this one is k divided by same value s plus 1. Now the g of s dash is k divided by s plus 1. Accordingly, g of s open loop transfer function is k divided by s plus 1. Accordingly, open loop pole are the root s equal to minus 1. Okay. So, the closed loop transfer function, that is 1 divided by s plus 1 divided by k. 1 plus k divided by s plus 1. Thus, it will be k divided by s plus 2k. 2 plus k. See here, the open loop, the closed loop pole, that is s equal to minus 1 plus k. See, open loop pole is free from k, but a closed loop pole is a function of a k. Okay. Here the closed loop pole is minus 2. Here the closed loop pole is minus 1 plus k. Now the open loop pole, I am going to locate the open loop pole. That is minus 1. Okay. See, I need to trace the path of closed loop pole in a s plane so as to predict the stability of a system by changing one of the parameter of the system, that is k. Okay. I am going to vary the k from 0 to infinity. See, by varying the value of a k from 0 to infinity, so what is its impact? I am going to show it out with the help of this figure, this s plane. See here, 1 plus k. I am going to increase this k from 0 to infinity. 0, same as that of pole at origin. If you put the k equal to 0, the closed loop pole is equal to open loop pole. If you put the k equal to 0, closed loop pole is equal to open loop pole, that is minus 1. If I put the k equal to 2, the closed loop pole will be minus 2. See, I go on increasing the value of a k. Accordingly, the root value is going to change with the value of a k. As the k increases from 0 to infinity, the pole moves towards the negative infinity. That what's the effect of a k? So see, if you increase the k value from 0 to infinity, system will be more and more stable. Since the poles are moving away from the imaginary axis. Okay. So if you join all these values, okay, so this, after joining all these poles on a real axis, the resulting path is known as a root locus. Resulting path is known as a root locus. This is a root locus method to predict the stability of a designed system. See here, the effect of change in system parameter can be analyzed on the system with the help of this root locus method. This is the smartness of this method. Okay, so we can use it very effectively to predict the stability of a designed system. We'll consider one more example that elaborates the entire meaning of a system. Root locus method. See, instead of taking a one pole, I'll be taking, in the next example, I'll be taking a system with two poles. That is G of S equal to, with k only I am taking, S square plus 2s plus 1. Okay. Then G of S, H of S is a open loop transfer function, and these roots are, see, we need to evaluate, see this is, you cannot get the pole values. You can get the pole values directly from this one. So this is the open loop transfer function. Open loop poles, factorize it, you will get s plus 1, s plus 1 divided by k. After factorization, the two poles will be s plus, two poles are minus 1, minus 1. So these two are the repetitive poles. Since these poles are having the same values. Okay. See, what will be the closed loop transfer function now? Closed loop transfer function, that is k divided by s square plus 2s plus 1 plus. Okay. See, you cannot evaluate the roots of this characteristic equation by simply evaluation. You need to use quadratic equation only, that is b square minus 4ac divided by 2a 2. Okay. See, if you substitute these coefficients in this equation, that gives us minus 2 plus or minus j 4 minus 4 1 plus k. Okay. So divide by 2. So after simplifying this equation, we will get minus 1 plus or minus j 1 under root minus k. Right? Okay. See, these are all open loop poles. So these are closed loop poles. That is S1 equal to minus 1 plus j root k minus k. S2 equal to minus 1 minus j root k. See here, root values are function of k. Okay. See, if you vary a k from 0 to infinity, what will be the effect of that gain on the roots? So I am going to sketch the path of these two roots by varying the value of a k. Okay. See here, the open loop poles are real poles. Open loop poles are real poles. Okay. Whereas closed loop poles are complex poles. Okay. If you put a k equal to 0, you will get open loop poles. If you put a k equal to 0, you will get open loop poles. Okay. See, open loop poles are, I put a k equal to 0. What is S1? S1 is minus 1. S2 is minus 1. So both are lying together on left half of the S plane. Okay. See, I am going to vary the value of a k from 0 to infinity. If you put a k equal to 0, pole value will be minus 1. This is minus 1. If you put a k equal to 1, what will be the pole? 1 plus j1. 1 minus j1. So that is here. Okay. If you put a k equal to 2, real part remains the same. Okay. The imaginary part is changing. The real part remains the same, whereas the imaginary value is changing. So it is changing by changing the value of. So these are all values of roots S1 and S2 by varying the value of k. Okay. See, we are going to predict the stability of a system by changing the one of the parameter of a system, that is k. Okay. See, this is the impact of changing the value of a k on the roots of the characteristic equation. See, if you join all these points, so these are all root values at different values of a k. These are all root values at different values of k. So we are getting k from 0 to infinity. If you join all these roots, we will get a path of root S1. Okay, it is moving infinity along positive imaginary axis. Similarly, that is pole S2. If you join these poles, so poles S2 is a pole moving towards negative imaginary, along negative imaginary axis. That is, it is moving downward towards the infinity. It is moving upward towards the positive infinity. This is negative infinity. See, after joining all these values of root with respect to value of a k, we will get a path. Path is nothing but a what? Path is nothing but a locus. Thus, it is called as path of a root, and it is a root locus. See, this locus is this locus is of root S1 and this locus is of S2. So, this is stable. Okay, by varying the value of k, so you can predict that the system is stable only, since all the roots are lying on left half of the S plane. So the effect of k on the system design is what? It keeps the system in a stable condition only. Okay, by varying the value of a k. See, you can sketch the root locus of a simple system by manually evaluating the roots of the characteristic equation. Suppose the system is having, if the system is polynomial in nature, then it is very difficult to evaluate the roots of the characteristic equation. Thus, we need to follow some rules or some steps to sketch the roots of to sketch the loci of the roots. Okay, that we are going to learn it in the next class.